student, I hope you all are good. So once again I am here with the geography topic, that is human resources. And in this chapter we are going to study about us, how the human can become the resources and what is the importance of human resources and what are other factors including in the human resources. So let's start the chapter with the topic human resource. As a matter of fact, human beings are considered the biggest resource among all. We are having so many resources, beta, but all the resources are having the value when human being is going to use it. And human being is going to use it because of its skills, its technology, its intelligence. So when we are going to be intelligent, going to use our knowledge, going to be skilled, then we are going to convert ourselves into the resource. So that's why human resources are very important among all resources. No other species possesses the capacity of logical thinking, but the human possesses the logical thinking. Human beings pertain to a higher class, though they are superficially similar to the primates. Through education, through nutrition, through health services, individual human being could be developed further and further, and thus they can be more useful to the society, to untrained and illiterate people. If you are going to compare, the society is having the untrained and illiterate people, then the people are not the resource, they are just the people. But the society is having the trained and well literate people, then they are the human resource. You can see the map where the world distribution of the population has been given to you. Like any other resource, human resources are not distributed evenly across the world. Uneven population has been distributed across the world. So significance of human resource you need to understand. Number one, human resource assist in utilizing their capacity, knowledge and potentiality. For example, right now you people are human, but after few years when you become the doctor, engineer, teacher, choreographer and anything whatever you want, so you people become the human resource. And how you become the human resource? Through the education. By attaining the skills, human beings are considered more mobile. They migrate from one area to another in search of job, make contribution to the country's development. So human beings exercise division of labor. We are having the different kinds of the skill, and we are having the different condition to make maximum use of the other resources. So human beings develop skills to make the maximum efficient use of other resources. That skill is the more important. Human beings develop other resources also and organize and in efficient manner. This is the human only who is going to develop the iron or the copper, how to utilize it, how to make the nuclear energy, how to make the wind energy. That is just because of the human skill and human environment. Moving to the composition of human resources. See beta, resources means that is the means of support of human race. Anything which is available in atmosphere and can satisfy the human need, that is the resource. However, human beings themselves as a significant factor in the progress of other resources. Man is a creator, producer, consumer and all in all merged together into one, that is the human being. Like all other resources, human resources are also found in the crude form. Like we are saying that we are having the iron ore, so it is in the crude form, and then we have to refine it and then we have to utilize according to our needs. Same as human are also in the crude form before being exploited, and that is known as potential resource. Means human being is a potential resource. Right now you people are having a potential to do something, but right now you people are not doctor, engineer, teachers or prime minister, etc. So means you are having a potential, you can be the future doctor and engineer, but right now you are just a resource. So how you become the human resource? When we are going to invest in your education, in your health, in your training, in your skill, then you will be ready in future to be exploited. So it is clear that it is not the number of human beings that are considered to be a resource. It is the quality and their skill and their life which possess determine their resources value. Now, for a complete comprehension of the concept of human being as a resource, it becomes necessary to know about the trends. Means how much human population is there, what is its composition, what is density of the population, what is the distribution, and what is population change. So now we will start with the distribution of the population. Human resources, like other resources, are not equally distributed in all over the world. Uneven distribution hai. Some areas are very spatial distribution of population and some area is intensive, means highly density of the population. So number 1, population. The total number of people living in an area in a particular time is known as population. The way people are spread across the earth's surface is known as pattern of population distribution. How they are living and what number of the population are living in a particular areas. In the world map, we have seen that more than 90% of world population live on about 10% of land surface. Out of nearly 200 countries of the world, and only 10 countries can be regarded as populous. Means इतनी सारी country में only 10 countries are much populous country. More than 2400 million people live in only 2 countries, that is China and India. So they are the populous country in the world. Then after population, we have to see the life expectancy. It is generally taken as the number of year of a person is expected to live at birth. So that is life expectancy rate of a particular person. There have been considerable improvement in medical science, health facilities has been provided. So as a result, life expectancy has risen up from 30 to 80 years. But there are considerable variation across the globe. Sub-Saharan African had a far lower life expectancy rate. Why? Because of the less health facilities, because of the less awareness. Then location, we are going to discuss a close analysis of the world population distribution. We can see that more people live in the northern hemisphere than in the southern hemisphere. Means if you are going to compare the hemisphere, so northern hemisphere is most populous. Also more people live just north of the equator than in higher latitudes. In these latitude zone, there are tropical desert, high mountains. That's why the people not prefer to live there. People prefer to live in the plain area. Moving to the density, the distribution of population is the best described by density. It is generally calculated by the number of people living in a per square kilometer. How many people are living in per square kilometer? That is the density of population, and that is also uneven. It is obtained by dividing the total number of people. See how you obtain the density? Divided the total number of people of a country or state by its total geographical area. How much area is there? When you are going to divide it, you will get the density of the population. Several geographical factors like relief feature, climate, availability of water, fertility of soil, that influence the density of the population. People avoid to live in the mountainous region or plateau region. They prefer the plain region. Even like Ladakh region, Arctic region, very less population because people cannot survive there. They avoid to reside there. Then plains of Ganga, Brahmaputra river, they are densely populated. Huangho in China, Nile Valley in Egypt are preferred area for the human settlement. So there you can see the density of population is more as compared to the other topography or other relief features. Density of population of the world's largest 9 country by population. If you are going to see Africa, then North America, then South America, then Asia. Now you can see density of Asia 257.8, highest. Europe and Oceania. So after Asia, if you can see, Africa is the most populous continent. Then there are several factors affecting the distribution of the population. We have previously also discussed. Number one, topography, means the relief feature. Is it mountain region? Is it river valley region? Is it desert? Is it coastal plain? Is it plateau? So people prefer to live in such a topography where the life is easy, comfortable. Constructional activities are very much available. So favorable environments जो होते हैं आपके, that attract the people. For example, the lowland and fertile soil land where the water is also available. They are thickly populated. Climate also, the area receive very high rainfall or scanty of rainfall. The people do not prefer to live there. They are not dense, but the area which is having the moderate rainfall and moderate climate, people try and prefer to live in those countries. Desert region are not preferred by the people to live here. The interior of the continents having the low rainfall, there also people not prefer. So climate also depend on the density of the population. Then the growing season, areas with adequate growing period are thickly populated. For example, India. In India, United States of Russia etc. have adequate duration of growing season, and hence they support heavy population. The countries of Northern Europe, Norway, Sweden etc. they are having the short growing season for the cultivation, so they don't have the dense population. They are sparsely populated. Then after that, soil also affect the density of population. Fertile soil, plain area, people prefer to live there. For example, the northern plain considered as the food bowl of India. So there the people prefer, and it is highly densely populated area of the India. Then Mississippi plains of the USA have attracted large population and today densely populated. After soil, people also check the availability of the fresh water because it is needed for the drinking, irrigation, cleaning, sanitation, for various purpose. So availability of water also affected the distribution of population. Then mineral extraction is the source of employment. It also increases the population in the particular area, because it attract the people to get the employment, like Chota Nagpur Plateau, Malwa Plateau region, Arakan Plateau, where we got the lots of mineral resources. So people started to settle there to get more and more employment. Other factor like accessibility of transportation, communication, establishment of industries, composition of the settled communities in areas are also affected the geographical distribution of population. So these were the main factors which are affecting the density of population. But apart from there is a socio-economic factor also. Economic means employment opportunities, where the people get lots of employment opportunities, lots of tourist area or lots of industrial area where they get the job, they will settle there. Then industrialization is also high concentration for the population. These regions offer good opportunity for employment in industry, transport, communication and other services. Northwest Europe have high density of population because of the countries are highly industrialized. Then political factor also, advanced country prohibit immigration to their land that have considerable potential for supporting a large population. Australia's white man's policy. This white man policy do not allow immigration of black people. Means black people cannot easily settle in the Australia. So the people living in Australia are of European origin. Socio and cultural factors. Places of religious significance like Vatican City in Rome, Varanasi in India, they have helped the people and attract the people to settle here. Some part of North America, South America and Australia have low density of population because these regions were recently settled by people who migrated from European country. So it helped to provide the further conveniences like the roads, housing etc. to attract more people. So socio-economic cultural factor also affect in the increasing of the population. Now after the factor we are going to discuss about the population change. Phenomena of increase, decrease or stable condition of population over a given period of time is known as population change. Means population is increasing or population is decreasing or population remains same, that is population change. So it is studied with the help of changes in total number of people, spatial distribution, density, occupational structure, and variety of various parameters. Around 10,000 BC to 12,000 years ago, probably not the number of human beings on the earth was not more than 5 to 10 million. But by 1750 AD, there was still only 700 to 750 million people. And when we are moving to the mid 2002, world population crossed all of a sudden to 6.2 billion. Million to billion we reach. And this means there are 8 times more number of people in the world today, increasing from 1750 to till date. So the figure that shows that day by day the population is increasing, and you can see this chart where you can see the population of the countries are increasing. Trends in the growth of population. Time to successive billions in the world population. The 6 billion occurs to world population in the record time. You can see the graph. How it is increasing, decreasing to hai nahi. The population is increasing day by day. After 1800, world's population grew steadily. And the major portion of this growth has come from less developed countries like Asian country, African, Latin Americas, etc. This is quite visibly, you can see in this graph curve that these countries are having the increased number of the population. 2 countries named China and India put together account for the 2.30 billion, or about 40% of the world total population is living in these 2 countries. According to the UN estimate, over the past half century, there has been some drop in fertility, rise in life expectancy, and rising levels of population. Economic development, which have allowed the population to grow. So these can be the reason to grow in the population. As a result, world population reached 3 billion in 1970s. It is described as population explosion. We are now in the billion, from million to billion. 30 years later, this population of the world can be doubled by 6 billion. And then 6 to 625 million, means every time, every year, every minute the population is increasing. Better availability of food and medicines, reduction in death rate as a result of increase in life expectancy, and rising income inequalities. Other factors which are affecting the change in population are birth rate, death rate, and natural growth rate. Birth rate means the total number of birth as per 1,000 population. Death rate means total number of death rate per 1,000 population. And natural growth rate means it is the difference between the birth rate and death rate. Whatever you get, that is the natural growth rate. For example, if you can see in 2022, 10 people taken the birth, okay, and 5 people died. So what is the natural growth? 10 minus 5 is 5. So that is the increase in the number of population. It is positive when birth rate is more than death rate, and negative when reverse happened. Among the factors responsible, the natural growth rate are better. Why naturally grow population? Because of the better medical facilities, because of the improvement in the living standard, because of the good nutritious food available. Besides, the economic factors, social factors are good that motivate people to increase the number. So these factors gave birth to the increase in the population in the world. So what we have seen, that natural growth rate of India population was 1.9 per 1,000 during the decade in 1991 to 2001. This was made possible by increase of the birth rate over death rate. Now moving to the balance of population. If the natural growth rate is less and less than birth rate, population will increase consequently. If death rate is greater than birth rate, then population will decline. So the balance of population will be achieved if birth and death rate both almost the same. But population will still more changes for other reason like migration. Migration also help in the population change. In today's world, migration is an important factor for population change. A reason size of population will change on account of migration. Migration are of two type beta. One is immigration. Immigration means out migration. Means when you are moving out from your country. And immigration means in migration. When you are moving into your country. So that out migration, if more and more people are moving out and settle to the other country, so it means the population will come down. So that is out migration or immigration. So it also affect the population increasing or decreasing. United States of America, Australia and some other countries like Middle East have gained on account of immigration. Countries like Sudan on account of economic difficulties. And disturbed political situation is currently experiencing loss in population due to the immigration. So अमेरिका में इन हुआ है, बहुत सारे लोग बाहर से आए हैं, पॉपुलेशन बढ़ रही है, बट सूडान जैसी कंट्री में आउट इमिग्रेशन हुआ है, सो पॉपुलेशन इज लेस. एंड मोर ओवर इनकम इनइक्वालिटी, एक सर्वे ये कहता है वर्ल्ड बैंक का, द लेवल ऑफ इनकम इनइक्वालिटी वेरी वर्ल्ड वाइड. Like in case of Human Development Index HDI, the UN has calculated level of income inequality on the basis of Gini index of 41. It shows that income inequality, greater income inequality is associated with the weak social relation. India almost ranked just 2 bars above the US with the Gini network of index of 37. This level of inequality contribute the population growth can be corrected through the measures of taxation, public expenditure, education or migration. So income inequality is also one of the factors. Now moving to the patterns of population change. Now what is population change? Means what type of the population is living in the country. So number one we have to take the sex ratio. It means number of female per 1000 males. There are many socio-economic factors responsible for high or low number of female per 1000 male. High incidence of mortality or death among the female children at birth and less care for the female children than male are the important factor for responsible of unfavorable sex ratio. So these days we are getting some good news from that, yes, female sex ratio is increasing, but yes, still we are lagging behind where on the per 1000 male female child are less. So sex ratio is imbalance, unfavorable is there. If the male child and female child are almost equal, then sex ratio is balanced. Age composition, it is an important indicator where we can discuss about the population growth. Now age composition में we are going to check the children, adults and old people living in the total population of our country. Now this table has shows whether the sex ratio is rising or falling. It is because today the children are future, and since 1950 the share of person in 65 and above age group has risen 5% to 7% of worldwide in 2007 and expected to rise further about 16% by 2050. So the projections are summarized here. You can see overall what we have to see, how much children are there, how much adult are there and how much old people are living in a particular country. So that is the age composition of a particular country. Now moving to the dependent population. In India, more half of the total population is working. In other words, it means when low rate of employment among women is taken into account, more than 60% of India's population is dependent on the remaining 40% of working people. Now you can see, means 40% people are working and 60% population is dependent on that working population, and that dependent population can be the women, can be the old age people, can be the children, and 40% population are the adult population who are working. So dependent population is increasing like children and old people, and actually the dependency ratio is much higher than that. And with a higher dependency ratio reveals such factor, unemployment is there, poverty is there, low standard of living is there, shortage of housing is there, education. We need to check all these facilities. So you can see in the map also, where you can see the distribution of population within the age group of 65 and above. Now moving to the population pyramid. You can see this pyramid. Now population pyramid is drawn to show the age and sex composition of a population graphically when we are going to show. The age groups are shown on the vertical scale. This is this vertical scale. You can see the younger age group is shown on the base, and the data is respect of male and female is shown at the left and right side. So in this way we can make the graph or pyramid. This is the male side, how much male are there, this is the female side, and this base data is the younger age group. Okay, so this we can make the pyramid. A line drawn perpendicular to the horizontal axis decide the male and female population like this. Okay, and then you will better understand the population pyramid. You can look at the graph. See, left side when you are going to this is the perpendicular line. Okay, and this is the baseline. This is your age, this is your male category, and this is your female category. So this pyramid can show you how much male and female at the young age are living in the particular country. So population pyramid has the following characteristics. Number one, pyramid having a wide base and pointed tops. You can say na wide base hai, and as you move upward it is the pointed. Dekho, you can see. That shows expanding population with many children and declining death rate. Then a dome shaped pyramid jo hai, this is the pointed, and dome shaped pyramid you can see it shows the stationary or stable population. Okay, stationary or stable population is there. And then oval shaped pyramid, if you are going to say the oval shaped pyramid, so you will find that a pointed top and shows declining population. Okay, जैसे जैसे pointed top आएगा तो आपका declining population होगी. So all the above population pyramid take into account sex ratio, age composition, migration, and typical population pyramid of rapid, slow, and negative growth as given in this pyramid. So through pyramid we can understand about this different sex ratio, different age group category of the country. Now moving to the population pyramid of the selected country, Kenya ka we will discuss. In Kenya many children are born but large number of them die in their infancy or relatively few survive to adulthood. Means at very young age or when they were infant they die. So there are very few old people. So you can see the pyramid and the behavior of the population in its shape. This is Kenya. Can you see? This is the Kenya. At the top you can see the pointer is there, so how the population is declining. Now the India. In a country like India, the death rate is decreasing because of the better health facilities, and more infants survive to adulthood. Infants survive, then they grow as an adult on account of the better nutrition facilities and medicine. Therefore the population is broad for the younger age group. You can see the broad base is there, though many younger people are living there. Moving to the Japan. Japan has low birth rate, therefore the pyramid looks narrow at the base. If you can see the Japan pyramid, so very narrow base you can see, and further decrease in the death rates allow more people to survive and reached old age. So old age people are more and children are very less, and that's why adult population are less. So measure to check population growth, what we can see, that number one, literacy rate. we must achieve 100% literacy rate like Kerala has done. Its population has also come down with the increase in the literacy rate. Only through literacy we can improve the living standard within the small family also. So literate होना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. After that, standard of the living, every one of us must work hard to improve our living standard. Women must encourage to work outside also, apart from their home. When they have a job facilities, they would not like to raise a large family. Means if they are not going to do the job, they cannot feed the large family. They need to support the other family member by going outside to do the work. Also, when standard of living improves, people would not like to have more children in their family. In a crowded family, there is no standard if your income is very low. Then mechanization of farming. Every citizen must help the government to modernize the agriculture, and modernizing of agriculture increase the crop production. Family planning means to have just 1 or 2 children in their family. It is very important. We should care for the health and welfare of our whole family rather than more children. Then rural development. Our villages must be developed fast. People should be provided alternative occupation apart from the agriculture. Only when villages can develop, when they are going to introduce the small cottage industries and other opportunities for the economic development. So in the development of all resource, human resource is the key, and we need to become the human resource. Checking unbridled growth of human numbers on our beautiful planets can make it possible. So you have to become the human resource. So let's discuss the important point of the chapter. Women are the future maker of the nation as they educate the children. India's sex ratio is very low, that is 933 per 1000 male. Female child was often killed at birth. At this time, about 69% male are literate in India. Low income group country are having higher illiteracy among both male and female. According to a survey, about half of the world population that lived in Asia, and that too in 2 countries, India and China. Then 4 geographical factors influencing the spatial distribution. Asia was earliest the center of human civilization. India is the second most populated country. Now that it become the first populous country, means India is now at first rank in the population. And birth rate means the total live birth 1000 per 1000 population. So that's end for the chapter. I hope you understand each and every topic. Please do the exercise carefully.